Hey, I bought the very first wedding dress that I tried on. And it wasn't because I loved it, but because it was a size 16 and it zipped, and I didn't have to stand in front of the mirror, continuing to look at my body and try on dress after dress, feeling totally embarrassed in my bra and panties in front of the sales lady. Everyone remarked, "Oh, you're so easygoing," and how decisive I was. But honestly, I just wanted it over with. The thought of being the center of attention while I felt so uncomfortable in my own skin was absolutely terrifying. You see, I had just finished graduate school, and the year before I was getting married, and I had packed on like an extra 30 pounds just from the stress of completing my master's degree in 12 months. And so I would cringe as I would see my body, like drawing attention to myself, and I would try to hide in pictures, and like parading around a dressing room in front of people looking right at me was like my worst nightmare, and I really just wanted it over with. Can you relate to that? So what I want to do is I want to tell you this one thing that I had learned that helped me tremendously when it came to improving my health and feeling comfortable in my own skin. But first, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Katie Corbett. I'm a certified health education specialist, and I'm also a weight loss expert. And I want to tell you a story about how I lost like my own journey. I lost 60 pounds after having 7 kids in my 40s, and it was about 6 years ago. I was a size 22. I had just had my 7th baby, and I was turning 40, and I was 70 pounds overweight, so I was really kind of feeling pretty defeated. I was feeling uncomfortable in my own skin, and I really could not figure out for the life of me how to keep weight off once I lost it. I knew how to lose it. I just couldn't keep it off, right? I had been on and off so many diets since middle school, and I was like, quite frankly, just so tired of battling my weight. I tried Weight Watchers, weight trimmers, low carb, low fat, high fat. I would like separate out the fat from the carbs. I would switch that every 3 hours. I even ate cabbage soup for a week. I would eat only in the afternoon to try that intermittent fasting. I would eat like frozen yogurt and SnackWells because those were like safe diet foods. I even tried taking diet pills. I would drink protein shakes. I actually tried a juice fast once, and I made it to 10 a.m. and then I started crying and I ate a banana, which sounds like totally pathetic, but it's like a seriously true story. But you name it, I have tried it. And I remember actually being a freshman in high school. My dad always battled his weight, and he was on a doctor's prescribed like a protein fast shake, a supervised liquid diet. And he always had extra shakes around, so he would let us supplement our meals with them too. So, oh my goodness, I remember eating or drinking one of these shakes and trying to choke it down, and it right before trying to get on the school bus and just having that horrible, terrible aftertaste in your mouth. Like, I've really tried everything. I even worked with a registered dietitian after I had my first baby to try to lose the weight and get back in shape, and I learned all the portion sizes and all the rules, and I learned how many portions of protein a day I should have, and how many breads and how many fats and how much dairy. And like, my favorite part of that one was I was allowed to have 4 Hershey Kisses every day because it would count as one fat, and I was like totally ecstatic because I could actually eat 4 Hershey Kisses, right? But eventually, like, I stopped following that plan, and the weight came back on, and fast forward another decade and a half, I had 7 more kids, and the weight just kind of piles on. So like, the crazy part is, like, I love health. I know all the eating rules. I have a master's degree in health education, right? So I like health. I enjoy the whole concept of it, but like, sustained weight loss was so elusive for me. So like, while I was like approaching my 40s, I was like, you know what? Dieting isn't working. I've tried it now for almost 3 decades. This is ridiculous. I decided I'm not dieting. I'm going to give myself what I called my year of grace, and I'm going to research. I'm going to put those, what I learned in graduate school, I'm going to put it to good use, and I'm going to figure out what I'm doing wrong and figure out the right way to lose weight so it would finally stay off. Because literally, I have tried all the diets out there, but permanent weight loss seems so elusive. So I'd lose the weight, and I would just gain it back, and then some more, right? And then I would feel like an even bigger failure. So during my year of grace, I put everything I learned, like all the research I had learned how to do, I put it into studying the latest and best practices for weight loss. And I applied what I learned into my own life, and miraculously, the weight came off. The first week I had lost 8 pounds and I was stunned. I did not restrict myself or eat any weird food or do like any shakes or pills or anything kind of weird, right? During my year of grace, the most important thing I discovered was that chronic dieting had caused me to misunderstand my hunger and fullness cues. So my brain would tell me that I was hungry out of habit and emotion rather than actual physical hunger. And I was unable to tell the difference. I just believed my brain when it told me I was hungry. So I would just eat. And so I always felt like hungry and unsatisfied because basically I had two stomachs, one real and one phantom. And my brain would get the signals crossed and would just read everything as true hunger. So, for example, remember when I said I had gained 30 pounds in graduate school? Well, that's because I was stressed. But every time I felt stressed, my brain would say, oh, you're hungry. You know, like, oh, you've been studying hard. You should eat. You're probably hungry. And it was really because I was stressed, but I didn't understand that at the time. So every time I felt stressed, my brain would just say, you're hungry. But I didn't recognize it as hunger. I just believed my brain. So learning this one concept changed the whole trajectory of my life. Like I said, once I learned this and I knew how to differentiate between my two stomachs, the weight came off. The first week was 8 pounds, and then steadily over the course of the next 10 months, I just continued practicing with the tools that I had learned, and then the weight would just continue to come off. Wash, rinse, repeat. No drama, no deprivation, just a new relationship with food and with myself, and really so much more. In fact, so many other areas of my life began to change too. For example, I had more energy, I had more self-confidence. I finally spoke up for myself and recognized I have needs. You know, as a mom of 8, you kind of put yourself on the back burner. And I realized, you know what, it's okay that I have needs that need to be met. And I don't have to always put myself on the back burner in order to be a good mother. And I felt better overall. Like I kind of walked a little taller and I felt like I was a victor. Finally, I even felt sexier for my husband, Chris. And on my 40th birthday, I actually went out and I bought sexy underwear to model for him because that had been a request of his for years. And I was so embarrassed since we had gotten married. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I never did that before. But on my 40th birthday, I surprised him with that. And he was like a kid in a candy store. He was giggling and thanking me for finally investing in my health. And he got to reap the benefits too, right? And that might be how we wound up with a baby number 8. I don't know. But anyway, let's stick to what I'm talking about right now. So we could could finally keep up with my kids, and the ache in my knees went away, and I just felt peppier and I had more energy. And I did not exercise like crazy or punish myself like I would have done in the past. I really came from a place of grace and love. For the first time, instead of punishment with this diet mentality, I actually approached myself with love. And I started building a life that included goals that I had set for myself, and I actually started hitting them. And, my friends and family started to notice my weight loss, and so they started asking me for help too. And I would give them the tools I had learned, and they would implement them, and they started getting results. So fast forward to today, right? I had another baby. It was my 8th that I had at age 42. And within 6 months, I was actually back into my pre-pregnancy jeans. That had never happened before. So now I don't obsess about food. I just changed my relationship to it, right? Food is no longer this enemy of mine that controls my emotions, and I don't have to label my day. Okay, was it a good day today or is it a bad day today, just based on what I ate during the day? And my cute clothes fit consistently, and I never had to panic about my weight or stepping on the scale or, feeling oh no, how much is it going to go up today? There was no feeling of powerlessness anymore. It was actually I got this. I have my own back. I figured it out. It was such a cool feeling, right? So I have a system that works without needing to count calories. I don't have to weigh my food or eat a rigid prescribed meal plan. And the cool thing is I'm modeling a healthy diet, a healthy non-diet relationship with my teenage kids. And I'm so thankful I found this way of living. I feel like obesity is no longer a generational curse that runs in my family. And I can't tell you how cool it is to be able to pick up a piece of clothing off the rack and not have to pay extra for plus size, or see a cute top and wonder is it going to be really tight in my arms, or is my back fat going to stick out on that one? It's so freeing to just be able to go shopping and not feel embarrassed. And basically, I learned how to trust myself around food. I don't have to count calories, weigh my food, categorize my food, obsess about food, or only eat protein or carbs. I could just if I see something, I can just choose it because I like the taste of it. And like I could dial into my own body. I could see what I'm hungry for, and I can allow myself to eat it without guilt, without drama, just like, okay, this will nourish me and I think I'll enjoy the taste of it, and I'll just allow myself to eat it and give my body what it needs. You know, my dad, like I said, he always struggled with his weight to the point where he had to have gastric bypass surgery in order to lose weight. And he once said to me, Katie, all diets work until they don't. And you know what? That is so true. And if you're anything like me, you've probably tried more diets than you care to admit. I think there's probably a diet out there for every single food group or any kind of imagination you have. Like, there's probably a diet out there. And we both know, like, there's like, we're hoping for that magic pill or like that one diet that's going to help us lose all the weight and we'll be able to eat whatever we want, like from now on, right? But like, here's the secret. Extra weight is just an indication of a life out of balance. That's it. Diets are just Band-Aids. That's why they will work for a little bit, but they're never sustainable, and they never address the real reason why weight is an issue in the first place. So look, you're still watching this for a reason. Weight is a pain point for you, and you want help. You know where you are, and you know where you want to go. Let me help you because that's what I do, right? So I could show you how to get there. Remember, I told you, you have those two stomachs, right? That one real and one phantom stomach. And as a chronic dieter, your brain has learned to always report any feeling as hunger to you. So any kind of like stress, joy, overwhelm, sadness, etc., your brain is just doing its job. It's your brain's job is to keep you healthy and happy and alive. And so what it did was it learned to interpret any uncomfortable feeling as a signal for you to just eat because it would help you feel better. So you might not even notice that your brain does this because it's great at what it does. It's called automaticity. And it basically does this without really requiring you to think about it or pay attention while it does it. And because you don't know this, you wouldn't know to like question it or notice it, okay? So this is why you would find yourself suddenly in front of the fridge feeling suddenly hungry as you sit down to watch TV at night, or why, like me, okay, it'd be 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's been a long day homeschooling all 7 kids, and here I am in front of a bag of chocolate chips, elbow deep, you know, having a fistful, you know, and it's like, okay, I finally understand why I would do that. And as a matter of fact, here's something cool that I learned. Studies have shown that people who struggle with their weight, they don't realize they actually eat 47% more food than they actually realize they are. So without the tools and knowledge that I can teach you, sustained weight loss will always feel elusive and you'll always feel powerless to change. But like, that's kind of like the good news, because I can teach you step by step exactly what I learned during my year of grace, because that's the missing piece of the puzzle that you've been looking for. This today you have a chance to grab the proven roadmap that I created that shows you exactly how to do this. So the roadmap is called the Health and Wellness Blueprint, and this is what it'll do for you. You can go through it in a day and begin to implement the tools into your life immediately. So here's what you'll learn while you go through the blueprint. So I teach you tools that helps you raise your emotional intelligence so you start to understand the why behind your struggle with your weight. You'll be able to distinguish between your two stomachs, so you'll learn how to properly nourish your body and stop overeating. You'll also learn how to stop living in extremes of eating perfectly on a diet or just eating everything in sight. And you'll be able to get to the root cause of the extra weight so that you never have to yo-yo diet again. And actually, you won't have to diet again. You'll understand the why behind the weight. Okay? And you'll be able to build a life you love based on your unique personality. So food is no longer the center of your world or the most important thing or the only joy or happiness you have. You're going to build an awesome life, and I'll be able to give you the tools for you to do that. And you'll understand your thoughts and how they affect your behavior and your appetite, so that cravings are no longer this huge issue that you have to deal with. And you'll also learn state-of-the-art coping tools for stress and anxiety, so that you no longer feel the need to stress eat or hit the drive-thru on your way home after a rough day. And you'll learn how to identify your unique strengths, and you'll leverage them for weight loss success so that losing weight doesn't feel like very difficult. And for the first time in your life, you'll finally be able to understand your appetite and that drive to eat and why weight loss seems so elusive before. And you'll understand how your brain has learned to relate to food so that you never feel powerless or chaotic or like out of control around food again. So the bottom line is this: if you really, really want to lose weight for the last time and start living the life you want, then you need to get in this today. So this is what I wanted to offer you. I want you to do this, right? I want you to be successful. I don't want this to be a painful point for you at all. That's why I started Health, Wellness, and Chocolate. So I want you to try out the Health and Wellness Blueprint for only $1. You'll have access to it for the next 7 days, and there's no obligation or strings attached. You'll be able to watch all 9 foundational weight loss videos, and you'll also have access to the user's manual, so you can print that out and start going through the workbook, and you'll get my ebook, How to Eat Like Your Skinny Friends, as well as all the Zoom call replays that I've created this past fall, which have like tons of awesome information and workshops in them. So you can click on the page where it says enroll now and get in on this. But one more thing. I want to talk to the moms out there who have tried everything and they still feel stuck. The moms who have hidden behind their kids in the pictures. Hello, I've been there, right? You put everyone ahead of you. You're tired of dieting and deprivation only to gain the weight back anyway. You know how to lose weight. You know all the rules. You've done all the right things, but you still struggle with your weight and you aren't where you want to be. I know exactly how you feel. I have been there. I have done all those things too. Oh my goodness. I was so desperate to lose weight. I actually ate cabbage soup for an entire week. Like I said, I've taken diet pills. I even drank those horrible tasting protein shakes, just like hoping like this one thing is going to help me finally end this fight with my weight, right? Once and for all. But so like, I get it. I've been in the trenches, right? I want you to know I've got your back. You'll know if this is right for you within the first few minutes of seeing it. But don't feel rushed, right? Try it for the 7 days. If you like it, you're welcome to stay longer. You could try it for 2 weeks. Watch the lessons, do the work, implement the tools you've taught. And if your relationship to food isn't changed, let me know. I'll just refund your money. So you can't go wrong. This really is the one thing that can end your struggle with your weight. And you can imagine food is no longer feeling like the enemy or your master, right? Or it's like not taking up every single second of your life thinking about what you should eat, what you can eat, what you can't eat. Is this okay? Is this not okay? Are you on a diet? Are you off a diet? What's safe? What's not safe, right? Like, it's so frustrating. I totally get it. So I want you where you are back in the driver's seat of your life, where there can be chips and salsa on the table and you're not like fighting with yourself over the craving and mentally battling like, do I eat this? Should I eat this? Can I have it? Can I not have it? Right? One time I even bought, I like created my own like healthy tortilla chips, and I actually brought them with me to the Mexican restaurant just so I could like stay on my diet. Like, friends, never again. Okay. I will teach you what works, okay? So, like, imagine living in a life where you can go to the Mexican restaurant and eat the tortilla chips if you want and not feel like, oh, no, I've blown it and now I have to eat all the tortilla chips in the world. You don't have to do that anymore, okay? You'll be able to go pick out cute clothes and pick out exactly what you want and have it look good, and where you believe in yourself and you start trying things that you put off because you always just use the excuse, no, I'm too fat, or I can't do it. I'll do that when I lose weight, right? You stop living lives on the sidelines and you start hitting goals that only seemed impossible to you before. So enroll right now. You'll get immediate access to the 9 foundational videos in the Health and Wellness Blueprint, along with the user's manual and the ebook. This offer won't last long, so I really want you to get in on it while you can. But I will see you on the inside, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.